Okay. Hello, everyone. I can take off my glasses. I'll probably have to put them back on if anybody says hi to me. Um, so today I was just going to talk about intentions. I had a little coaching session this morning with my friend Betty Purcell. She is a certified life coach. Hey, Julie. And we were just talking about some stuff that I'm going through, and we were just talking about like getting through your day and getting things done that you're supposed to get done. You're not supposed to say, hey, bitch, on my law of attraction. I love you, Julie, so much. Um, so we were just talking about like having intentions and getting clear with those, and visualizing and what you need to do every day to keep those intentions. Hey, Valerie. To keep those intentions in your life. And so, you know, knowing how to use the law of attraction to your advantage, it's all about, hi, Tammy. It's all about seeing the end result and really seeing it, thinking it, feeling it, and then taking inspired action when those things come up. And so, just as an example, I learned the law of attraction a long time before I learned what the law of attraction actually was. And I'll just give an example. I got this book. Madison was almost a year old, and she was starting to try to walk. And we lived in this little like 800 square foot house, and it was just getting crazy, and it was small. I love you, Julie. Hi, Jan. And it was just getting crazy and small, and she was starting to walk, and we just had tons of stuff in there, and I wanted a bigger house. And I stumbled upon this book called How to, what was it? How to Change. Oh, I hate this. Every time I start to do a video and I think of something, I forget what the name of it. Basically, it was like change your money mindset for the rest of your life or something. I don't know. If I figure it out, I'll post it. Anyways, it was basically a book about making more money and changing your money mindset. Well, I took it and put that intention into getting a bigger house. And so what it told you to do, and it's basically just affirmations and visualization, is you wrote down, I think it was like 10 or 20 times in the morning and 10 or 20 times at night, you wrote down what you wanted as if it already happened, and then you closed your eyes and visualized that for a few minutes, like what it was like to, so I was doing the house. So I said, I, Shelly, am so happy and grateful now that I live in I think I put like a 1,500 square foot house or something like that. And then I would close my eyes and just visualize about how much room we had and how much storage we had and how Madison could walk and run around the house and how great it was all going to be. It's Friday though. Yeah, I know. And so I did that. And so it said, just do it every day, morning and night, and then see what happens. And something will happen in the next probably 30 days that will start snowballing into what you want. And so I did it. I would, every morning when I woke up, I would take a few minutes and do my writing and do my visualizations, and then at night I would hand Madison off to Scott and say, I'm going to go in the room and do my thing. And I would go in there and do my writing and do my visualizations. And 2 weeks into it, my aunt called me and said, hey, do you want to rent my house? And this is like totally out of the blue for me because I didn't know that they were looking for a house to buy. I didn't know anything about what they were doing. And basically what happened was they were buying a house, and in order to qualify for the financing, they had to rent out their current house. And it was actually going to be, it was 1,800 square feet, and it was like $200 less than what we were paying on our house payment on that little tiny house. And so it worked. It worked. And, you know, a couple weeks later, we were moving into a bigger house, and Madison got to run around, and we had plenty of storage, and it was great. We had enough room for horses, and we had a yard for the dogs. It was perfect. And so I knew that it worked back then. So that was, Madison's 22 now. So that was 21 years ago. And then I just stopped doing it. It was like, I look back and I'm like, why didn't I keep doing that? So going back to what I want to do this video on is just, what is your intention? What's your goal? And I'm starting to realize as I get older that my goal really is to just have a good time. Like, I just saw this house on Facebook, and it's a friend of mine's daughter's listing, and that has nothing to do with it. I didn't know about it until I actually messaged the agent that it was her listing. I just saw it and I was like, what a cool house. And I looked at it, and it's got like a man cave and a detached shop and a nice big yard and a beautiful kitchen and hardwood floors. And it's an older home, so it's got tons of character, which I totally love. And I messaged her about it. I'm like, I'm absolutely in love with this house. And then I sent it to Scott, and he's like, oh, that house is so cool, but the location's not so great, which I didn't even look at the neighborhood. I looked at the neighborhood. It's not a bad neighborhood, but he was just talking about the fact that it didn't have very much land, because we kind of want to get something with land. And so, and then she messaged me and said, do you have a lender? And then she sent me a lender that I could talk to. And then I'm just like, do I even want to buy a house? Like, everybody says to do that because that's like the secure thing to do, buy a house and be secure. And it's like, right now we rent, and we pay pretty good rent for the area. And like, if the hot water heater broke, or the toilet stopped working, or like our microwave just died, we get a new one and we don't have to pay for it. We actually did offer to pay for half the microwave just because he's such an awesome landlord. But like, if the hot water heater died tomorrow, we would have a new hot water heater, and he would pay for it and have it professionally installed, and we don't have to worry about it. And for me, that's worth the rent, because how many of us right now are out there that really actually own our own home? A lot of people say they own their own home, but they're actually paying thousands and thousands of dollars over what their actual mortgage or what their actual cost was. So it's like, I just want to be happy. And it doesn't necessarily mean buying a house. And it doesn't necessarily mean, I don't know. It's just like, I just want to have fun and be happy. And I'm not saying that like, oh, I'm just going to skip through life and I don't care who, I have to walk on to be a happy person. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm just talking about like, yeah, the house looks amazing, but is that what we really want? Do we really want to be responsible for all of that? And like my husband said, it's not really what we want, because we don't have the property to have what we want. I'd like to get a horse again someday. Scott, he would like a big shop, and this just had like a detached garage. And so it's just like, I'm not going to jump on something like that. So what is your intention? Like, is your intention to get a better job? Is your intention to lose weight? And what are you doing every day to make that happen? Are you affirming that you're already there? Are you visualizing what it looks like to be there? If you want to be a skinnier person, do you act like a skinny person? Do you act like a healthy person? Do you eat like a healthy person? What can you do to change that? If you want to make more money, are you afraid to take any risks financially? Or are you just like that's kind of how I'm getting, like, it's just money. Like, let's just see what happens, and I'm not being stupid about it, but but you know, if something sounds amazing, like why not do it? We're looking at maybe, big fat maybe, because I'm a little bit of a chicken, going to Thailand in 2 years for an educational tour. And part of me is just like, oh my God, that'd be so cool. And the other part of me is just like, oh my God, that'd be so scary. So, anyways, I just had my nails done. Got pink. They're like, it's called cat's eye. So there's like this line that goes through it. He used a magnet to create that line with the metallic in the nail polish. But he's from, my nail guy is from Vietnam. And I was telling him about possibly going to Thailand, and he goes, oh, Thailand's a really good place to go to, you know, for a tourist. And I said, yeah, that's what I heard. And he said, but don't go anywhere in Asia right now. And I was just kind of like, why? And then I was like, oh yeah, the coronavirus. So, but yeah, so what is your intention? Do you want to travel more? Is that something you want to do? If you're not doing it, why aren't you doing it? And some people say, oh, well, I can't leave my job. I don't have enough vacation. Well, if your calling is to travel, why aren't you doing that as a vocation? Like, there are people, like, for instance, these tours that like Scott and Madison are going to Costa Rica in March, and that's where we heard about the Thailand. It's an educational tour, so it's like $3,500 all inclusive. It's the plane, it's the food, it's the hotels, it's the tours, it's the train rides, it's the shuttles, it's everything. You don't have to. In fact, when they go to their next meeting at the beginning of March, everybody brings $100 and gives it to the tour leader person, and they use that for gratuity throughout the trip. So you don't even, when you pay that $100 cash, your gratuity is paid for. So, but in each country, there are people that are paid by that company to give those tours. So it's like a 12-day tour that this person's getting paid to do. And they have them in the United States. And the people that host, like, it's a teacher thing. So if you're a teacher, you can sign up with this company to get other people to join these tours, and then you get to go for free. So there's all these different ways that you could travel for free, for nothing, you can get paid to travel. You know, there's travel bloggers, and I know that that's like you can't just write a blog and take a trip and expect to get paid. But there are people that start out with these little trips. I mean, I could go to the Oregon coast and do like a video, a vlog of, my trip to the Oregon coast. And then I could put that on YouTube, and people all around the world that are interested in the Oregon coast, because it's a amazing, beautiful place. I'm just used to going there because I live in Washington, Oregon area. That could turn into something huge where all of a sudden, maybe a vacation rental company on the Oregon coast wants to sponsor me, and is going to pay me $1,000 a month. So I will put their stuff on my site or whatever. So that's how all that happens. And I'm just throwing stuff out there. I do not want to be a travel vlogger, but I'm just saying, there's so many. Hi, Helmet. There's so many ways to do what you really want to do. There's so many ways to get in shape, how you want to get in shape. There's so many ways to make more money, to attract more money, to attract a perfect, mate, to attract really good friends, to attract the car that you want to drive. So figure out what your intention is. Start putting it out there as if it happened. Visualize it as if it happened. And if you do that and you stick with it, I promise you, things will start to turn around, and opportunities, like, sometimes it'll just fall in your lap like it did with me. Like, seriously, I just got a phone call 2 weeks into doing that and was moving into the house that I was asking for a week later. It's amazing. So do it, intend it, figure out what your intention is, have fun. We're here to have fun, and I will talk to you later. Bye, guys. If you're on YouTube, hit the like button, subscribe, and hit the bell. If you're on Facebook, always, I miss you too, Julie. Always feel free to, compliment on on both Facebook and YouTube. Compliment. Comment. Oh my God, I gotta go. Oh, and I just have to say too, I'm wearing my Mickey Mouse hoodie. I have a Mickey Mouse purse, and these are my leggings with Mickey Mouse on them. And I walked into the grocery store today and I was like, oh my God, I'm like the crazy Mickey Mouse lady. Like, people are probably looking at me going, okay. But I don't care. It's fun. Have a good day. Bye. Oh, I'll end this one first. And then I'll end